It's really important for females and moms, especially. That's our specialty here. Men benefit from sleep. Everybody benefits from sleep. But getting your whole body restored and recovered as women all through our lifespan, it's critical that we get good sleep to do that. So today we're going to talk about some 4 simple tips to help you get better quality of sleep through the night. So a couple quick little benefits and statistics about sleep for you. The CDC actually released a statistic that over 406 million people suffer from trouble with sleep, whether that's insomnia or just bad sleep patterns or interrupted sleep patterns. 406 million people are suffering from this. So it's more common than you think. If we're getting good quality of sleep, there's lots of good health benefits to a good night's rest, including reduced stress, improved mood. Generally, it helps with just maintaining a healthy weight, better memory, better processing through your day. So there's lots of good benefits to getting a good night of sleep, but a significant amount of us are not. So what can we do? So you will hear that, getting to bed on time is probably one of the important things to do. Well, what we know is even if you do get to bed on time, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a full 6 to 8 hours of good quality of sleep. So even if you go to bed routinely at 10 p.m. or whatever time that is for you, it's a good thing to try to get on a bedtime routine and set a good time frame to go to sleep. But you may be awake and asleep and awake and asleep through the night regardless. So yes, try to get to bed on time at a similar time per night, but that's not always going to be the thing that helps the best. So I'm going to give you that as number 1, but an additional 4 tips to get better quality of sleep. And you can start these even tonight. So hopefully they will help you even this evening. First tip I have for you is to cut screen time at least 1 hour before bed. And this is really difficult for a lot of us. I hear a lot of my patients say, well, I fall asleep with the TV on. Okay, well, that may be your habitual pattern to fall asleep with the TV on, but it's not going to benefit you. We really need to get away from screen time and that visual light before we can go to sleep to help with our melatonin levels, which is one of the sleep chemicals in our body. And so if we cut screen time an hour before bedtime, that can actually help us with better quality of sleep. If you cannot avoid screen time before bed, there are the blue light apps or blue light blocking glasses. So you can buy specific glasses or put an app on your phone so that it blocks some of the light that will not allow our bodies to calm down at night. They even have screen covers that you can buy as well. So if a screen is something you can't get away from the full hour before bedtime, maybe you invest in an app or glasses or some sort of screen cover to help. Okay. Number 2, and I think this is a really important one, is to cut caffeine about 4 to 6 hours before you go to bed. I am bad about this. Sometimes I have my afternoon coffee, and I can tell you for myself, I get up more or I have a difficult time sleeping at night if I have that afternoon cup of coffee. So if you're like me and sometimes you need it, I recommend either decaf at the least, or to find a different beverage. If it's warm drinks that you like coffee or tea, maybe you make it an uncaffeinated drink of some kind. But 4 to 6 hours before bedtime will allow the caffeine to get through your system and be kind of through your system in time for sleep. So it doesn't necessarily interrupt your sleep pattern. The other thing, especially when it's really important during menopause, is that caffeine can actually stimulate hot flashes. In addition, alcohol, spicy foods, and citrusy foods can also stimulate hot flashes. So if you are experiencing hot flashes through the night, it's really important that you cut your caffeine level in addition to things like alcohol, spicy foods, high acidic foods, through that last stage of your day, kind of those last 4 to 6 hours, so it doesn't impact you overnight, okay? The third tip I have for you is to remind yourself to start winding down before bed. So this could be setting an alarm. It could be getting through a period of your evening and then that last load of laundry you do for the night or those last dishes that you do at the counter trigger you to start giving yourself that time to wind down. And we need about a full hour to kind of wind ourselves down from the day. Easier said than done, especially when you have young kids, but even at minimum, if you can give yourself 20 to 30 minutes before going to bed to wind your body down, it can help you get better quality of sleep. I know some women that I've heard work out in the evenings and then they work out so close to bedtime that they've gotten all these great endorphins, they've gotten their body moving, and it's really difficult for them to then shut their body down to sleep. So same thing, I don't recommend you work out the hour before you go to bed, at least work out heavily the hour before you go to bed if you can. So just give your body kind of a calming time that hour before bed. To get yourself winding down. The other thing that's important about winding down an hour before bed is to do it around the same time every night. So, still like we talked at the beginning, making sure you've got a little more of a structured type of bedtime, or at least around the same time of night that you go to bed, but then also put that half an hour to an hour, whatever time frame you can, to wind down at the same time. So it prepares your body for sleep in a more routine way. The last thing I have that can also help with winding down, the fourth tip, is to create a calming nighttime ritual for yourself. Now, of course, that's going to be given how much time you have in the evening. And we're so good as moms about giving our kiddos a bedtime ritual of either a bath or a story or a book. How we don't do that for ourselves, I don't know. We just don't do it. So, as important it is for our children as moms to have a bedtime routine, it's important for us to also have a bedtime routine to help us get through that winding down process. We need it just as much as our kiddos need it. So, bedtime ritual is a personal thing. It can look like whatever you want it to be, but make sure it's calming and make sure you like it. Okay. So it might be that you read a book for 20 to 30 minutes. You might sip on some tea before bed. There's some great nighttime teas that don't have any caffeine. They kind of help the body calm down. You might take a hot shower or a bath. You might meditate or stretch or do a little bit of calming yoga. I've recommended women they've got some great apps out there that are sleep apps that will help kind of guide you into sleep as you listen to the app, or do a guided imagery with some help through the different apps that are out there. To really help you calm your body down. Some of my favorite relaxation apps out there are Breathe. It's actually Breethe. There's Calm, and there's also Headspace. Those three are really great. They've got some free trials you can do if you want to download some free, just test out how meditation and guided imagery can help you kind of wind yourself down. So that can be really helpful, but just make sure that routine is something that you enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy reading, then don't read, or you find reading stimulating, don't read. Make sure it's calming, relaxing, and you really enjoy it as you're doing it so that your body gets into that state of rest and relaxation before you finally go to bed and turn the lights off, okay? And like I said, I know it's difficult as moms, especially moms with young kids, to dedicate a full hour to preparing your body to sleep. But even if you can do 10 or 15 minutes, it might not be the statistically found amount of time you need. But even 10 to 15 minutes can be really, really helpful in at least preparing your body to try to get a better night's sleep. So, there's what I've got for you today as far as the 4 tips. I'll go over them again. Cut screen time about an hour before you go to bed, or invest in some blue light apps, glasses, or those screen covers. Second one was cut caffeine 4 to 6 hours before bed. In addition, you can avoid a lot of spicy foods, alcohol, acidic foods before bed as well. Set an alarm or remind yourself some way to get that winding down process to happen at night at preferably the same time every night or about the same time every night. And then 4 is to create that calming ritual that you do over that period of winding down and make that something you enjoy and love to do.